Congratulations on your graduation from the Clinton School of Public Service. We established this school in 2004 to encourage more people to embrace public service and to help students translate their talents into fulfilling careers, solving real-world problems, and seizing real-world opportunities. Over the past 2 years, each of you has gained the tools to do just that. And I hope that through your field work or capstone projects, you've come to realize the immense possibilities you have to improve lives all around you. Throughout your career, the opportunities to put your service into practice will be limitless. And it'll be up to each of you to take what you've learned here and figure out how to use it to make a difference in causes you care about. You're graduating into a world where your service, compassion, and commitment to the common good are needed more urgently than ever. So as you leave today, I just want to say how very proud I am of you for accepting the challenge to improve your communities and yourselves, and to believe that we are stronger together. I hope you do well. I hope you keep doing good, and I hope you have a very good time doing it.
Good afternoon. Put the microphone on. Thank you, Nichols. Welcome to the Clinton School's 2017 commencement, and congratulations to the graduates and your families. We also welcome everyone to the historic and renovated Joseph Taylor Robinson Center, and we welcome those who are watching live streaming. Adding another chapter to the storied history of the Robinson Center, the Clinton School graduation is the first graduation to be held here since the renovation was completed. Now, with the exception of those of you who are tweeting, would you please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices? But for those of you who are tweeting, the hashtag is UACS 2017. So Hunter Owen, tweet away. A special greeting to our alumni, our much of faculty, and our staff. And I want to personally thank Dr. Christy Standiford, who stepped up this year to direct our community engagement initiatives, and she did a terrific job. In 2010, at the suggestion of then student, now alumnus Nichols Hall, we began collecting items for a local organization and incorporated giving as a part of our graduation. Today, I thank those who brought canned items, made donations to the UA Little Rock Food Pantry. Thousands of people annually across this campus, and our campus, and UALR's campus, use that pantry. College student hunger is a serious but often overlooked problem. But through giving at graduation, you have provided significant support. My friend Angela Oxford, who coordinates the food pantry at the University of Arkansas, forwarded me a copy of a letter that was sent to the campus pantry, along with a generous donation. The person who wrote that letter now has the title PhD. And here are some excerpts. When I was in graduate school, I was malnourished because I couldn't afford to buy food. I was embarrassed to say anything or to ask for money from my parents, and the problem wasn't discovered until I got sick and the doctor asked what I was eating. Looking back, I don't know how I was able to make decent grades and tolerate the grueling schedule of the graduate program on such terrible nutrition. It was horrible to be food insecure. So once again, I say thank you for giving me graduation. And special appreciation to the guy who fixed the mic, Nichols, for coordinating the ceremony and for leading the best college speaker series in the country. Just look at the back of your program and see some that came our way over the past 2 years. In just a few minutes, when the graduates walk across this stage to receive their diplomas, please know that they will have completed over 75 public service projects all over Arkansas, America, and the world, adding up to numerous hours outside the classroom and significant long-term impact for others. From Hot Springs, Monticello, Newport, and Helena, Arkansas, Tirana, Albania, Liverpool, Australia, New Delhi, India, and Nampula, Mozambique. From food accessibility both in the Arkansas Delta and through urban mobile markets to working on women's empowerment with Vital Voices Global Network in Washington to Winrock International's Farmer to Farmer initiative in DePaul. Our 2017 graduates has successfully addressed challenging local, state, national, and international issues. Given these projects that you have completed, and many others, it is time again for my annual graduation site. And that comes from Dr. Al Bavon, who says, outcomes matter. And to the class of 2017, you have delivered in a big time way. As you complete your Clinton School experience, my simple advice is to read or reread past speaker Mitch Albom's bestseller, Tuesdays with Maury. He writes about his Brandeis College professor, Maury Schwartz. The way you get meaning in life, according to Professor Schwartz, is to devote yourself to loving others, devote yourself to your community, and devote yourself to creating something that gives you purpose. So on Sunday, May the 7th, 2017, for the graduates, the time is now, and the future is yours. From Aptitude, a fast-growing educational startup in Little Rock, to the Environmental Protection Agency in Ann Arbor, Michigan, to Turquoise Mountain, a dynamic NGO in Kabul, Afghanistan. Oh, the places you will go. Quoting that great philosopher, John Stewart, the truly exciting thing about your life is that there is no core curriculum. The entire place is an elective. Thank you, congratulations, and good luck to you. One of the great advantages of the Clinton School is having the support of the University of Arkansas system. We are the nation's first and the world's first to offer a Master of Public Service degree. Our students can also earn a concurrent law degree at UA Little Rock's William H. Bowen School of Law, a concurrent MBA from the University of Arkansas Sam M. Walton College of Business, and a concurrent Master of Public Health from UAMS's Faye W. Bozeman College of Public Health. Clinton School students also have the advantage of taking elective and online courses from each of these institutions. In addition, eVersity, the UA system's new online university, is assisting us with the development of our new online Executive Master of Public Service degree. These collaborations are much appreciated, and no one can be more encouraging than System President Don Bobbitt. For that, I am, and we are, most grateful. Today is the first of 16 University of Arkansas system commencements, all over the state. President Bobbitt is scheduled to be at 14 of them. And the only reason he's missing 2 is because there are time conflicts with other graduation ceremonies. Don Bobbitt doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk. And please welcome Arkansas's strongest advocate for higher education, the president of the University of Arkansas System, Dr. Don Mock.
Thank you, Dean Rutherford, and good afternoon to all of you. I'm honored to bring you greetings and congratulations today on behalf of the University of Arkansas System and its Board of Trustees, and I'm especially thankful for Dr. Groton being here today. As the Dean mentioned, there are at least 16 of these commencements that will occur over the next 21 days, and we have Board of Trustees members attending all of them. I think that's remarkable. As president of the system, commencement season represents one of the most satisfying part of my jobs. And it's my great pleasure to be able to join my faculty colleagues across the system, family, friends, and acknowledge and celebrate the hard work that you, our most recent graduates, have accomplished. I also want to acknowledge my wife Susan's here with me today, and she comes with me to every one of the commencements. She says it's because she enjoys them, but I think it's to keep me awake as I drive around the state. Clinton School of Public Service is a very unique member of the University of Arkansas System. It's a program that combines teaching and practice to provide students with knowledge and skills to pursue public service. Like the U.S. Marine Corps, public service does not accept applications, only commitments. So congratulations to each of you on your achievements, and thank you for your commitment to a higher ideal. I promise to be brief because I'm reminded about the comments of Far Side cartoonist Gary Goudreau, who said, the purpose of my comments like this, make sure our most recent graduates are properly sedated before we send them out into society. So I thank Dean Rutherford, Associate Dean Hofbauer, and the Clinton School faculty and staff for all their efforts to shepherd you, our graduates, to the finish line. It is what not only a unique program in the U of A system, but I think one that is unmatched across the United States. As you know, the Master of Public Service degree is meant to embody the vision and model the work of last May's commencement speaker, President William Jefferson Clinton. I'm particularly thrilled to be president of the University of Arkansas System at this time, so I can witness the growth and development of this school firsthand. The UA system recognized the potential for this school from its conceptual beginnings with the help of many, many individuals, including founding Dean David Pryor and former Associate Dean Tom Bruce. This school was established as a standalone member of the U of A system. This was done because the University of Arkansas recognized the important and unique role this school would play in higher education in Arkansas and indeed across the country. In fact, the role the Clinton School plays in harnessing a student's inspiration to provide public service should not be overlooked. We live in a hyper-connected age that can often provide information overload for those attempting to find their way in the world. And for those who are inspired to a career in public service, there is no shortage of problems. You only have to pick up the New York Times to see that. However, the simple desire to do good does not in itself create an effective public servant. Rather, it's education, mentorship, and hands-on experience provides us with the tools we need to make a difference. The combination of coursework that you have engaged in and your field service projects have helped you learn how to serve. They've made a difference in Arkansas, and as you heard from the Dean, across the country and indeed across the globe. This school was founded on the hope that young people will come here and learn that public service is a noble calling, that they would hopefully feel inspired to pursue a calling to service in their own lives. All you have to do is look at today's graduating class and the activities they've engaged in, know that this vision has become a reality. These students have no doubt been inspired by this exceptional faculty to consider a career of public service, and their studies have given them an outlet to put that inspiration into practice. Winston Churchill once remarked at a similar ceremony that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. This faculty has chosen as their life's work to share their collective knowledge and experience with the next generation. And I hope you will take this gift and be inspired to go out from here to share your gift with others. President John F. Kennedy at the commencement ceremony 50 years ago told the graduates that you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good you can do. So I know I speak for the Board of Trustees, University of Arkansas System, as well as the faculty, staff, and administration of this institution when I say that we're eager to learn more about your successes as you leave here to make your mark on your profession and society and to do all the good that you can do. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2017.
Professor Maury Schwartz said, "Meaning in life comes through loving others." No one has captured that any more than the director and the screenwriter of the powerful and award-winning 2016 film Loving, based on a true story of the 1958 marriage of an interracial couple in the segregated South. Mildred and Richard Loving did not allow being tormented, jailed, and forced to leave their home stop a successful quest to the United States Supreme Court for theirs and others' constitutional right to marry. Jeff Nichols knows something about constitutional rights in the Supreme Court. He graduated from historic Little Rock Central High School, and when Loving premiered, Jeff hosted a benefit showing for Central High. He's directed the films Shotgun Stories, Take Shelter, Mud, and Midnight Special. And in the words of critic Peter Travels, quote, already ranks with the best American directors of his generation. Living in Austin, Jeff's continuing commitment to Arkansas is evidenced by his leadership as chairman of the new Arkansas Cinema Society, and I had the great privilege of working with him on that board. This past semester, Jeff and the main character in that film, Mud, some guy named Matthew McConaughey, co-taught a course at the University of Texas. The waiting list for that class was enormous. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming director, screenwriter, Arkansan, Little Rockian, Central High alum, and now Professor Jeff Nichols.
Hi. Thank you. That was a very flattering introduction. First off, before I get started, congratulations. Your achievement at this university is remarkable, and it deserves all of this recognition and a lot more. I'm honored to be speaking with you, and I cannot wait to see what amazing things you all do out in this world. I imagine some of the smartest ones among you are asking, what could a guy that makes movies possibly have to say to a group so committed to the betterment of the world? That is a very fair question. In fact, I was asking myself that same question 2 months ago when Skip asked me to do this. So I tried to think about this program and the work that you all are setting out to do, and I tried to find a way to relate to it. I realized that what you all are setting out to do and what I set out to do in my career, while the goals are different, the inspiration and execution of those goals are pretty similar. We all are passionate about an idea, and we all must strive to service that idea with our work. So I want to talk about passion, I want to talk about the creation of an idea, and I want to talk about the service we give to those ideas. Together, I think these things are the engines that help us affect the world. The greatest thing about a passionate person is that they don't need to be told what to do. That doesn't mean they don't need advice, or guidance, or support throughout their life. Quite the opposite. It means that a passionate person always finds a way, regardless of the path. Growing up, the son of a furniture store owner here in Little Rock, in a solid middle-class family, I couldn't have felt or honestly been further away from the Hollywood machine that made the films I watched every week at our local multiplex. But despite this, I grew up wanting to make movies. I went away to film school without a clue of what the process of making a film would be. And once I discovered more about that process and graduated from film school, I still had no clear or easy path to actually making my first film. I waited tables at a pizza place while living with my parents. That was interesting. I wrote ad copy for a Fuddruckers restaurant at a boutique ad agency in Austin. I did whatever I could to pay my rent. But had you asked me what I did for a living back then, I'd tell you I make movies. I was never defined by the jobs I took or the places I found myself along the way. I was defined by my passion for the one thing I wanted to do most in my life. My first serious girlfriend once asked me over the phone when we were in college what I was going to do after graduation. And I said, make a movie. She very wisely asked, but what if you don't? I said, but I am. I'm going to make a movie. And she asked again, yeah, but what if you don't? I had no answer for her. And, she was smart, and she was being practical. But I honestly couldn't answer her. And that's what I mean by being a passionate person. You hold a goal in your mind, and no matter where you are in life, everything you do bends toward that goal. I had no clue how long it would take, or whose money would be spent to make it happen, but those just seemed like details. The greater trajectory was defined by what I was really passionate about. Now, you guys may have already encountered a few "but what if you don't?" You may have encountered "that'll never happen." In a way, those are the easiest ones to respond to. Sometimes you may never have anyone ask, but what if you don't? That could be because they may not be asking about your project at all. It's easy for people to go all day without thinking about getting water and sanitation to more parts of the gamut. Nothing in their day may cause them to wonder about the quality of services for seniors from the Arkansas Food Bank. And that is where your passion starts to pay off. As a passionate person, you are always going to be the best advocate for your idea, regardless of resistance or, much worse, indifference. If you're truly passionate about something, every person you come into contact with will have the opportunity to be affected by your ideas. Your passion for that idea will consume your life. It will be your greatest tool in realizing your goal. Now, it's not always easy being a passionate person. I remember driving around one day behind a garbage truck. I was in the middle of trying to write one of these screenplays, which usually means I was in a deep pit of self-doubt and a crippling insecurity. And as I trailed behind this garbage truck, watching these guys grab sacks of yard clippings off the street, I thought, that must be amazing. I bet when those guys go home, they don't think 1 minute about that sack of garbage. I bet when they get home, their minds are free to think about anything they want to think about. Now, I'm sure they have worries. They're probably worrying about paying their mortgage or worrying about whether or not their health benefits are going to get cut. But whatever they're worried about, I can almost guarantee you, it isn't that sack of garbage. No, when you're a passionate person, your work and your life are the same things. It shapes you, it shapes your family, and everything that comes in contact with you. It has to be that way. And the truth is, we don't have a choice in it. Our passionate ideas choose us, and how we respond to them will define our efficacy in this life. All right, now passion for an idea. Let's talk about this supposedly great idea. This is where the rubber starts to meet the road. In my life, I can attest to the fact that it is not always about the quality of your idea, but usually the clarity of it. In most of my films, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm actually trying to find universal ideas and tether them to earth through specificity. Unrequited love was the basis for my film life. That's not exactly treading new ground. But you don't often see a boat in a tree or a man in a homemade diving helmet crafted out of a hot water heater. In those details, that specificity to the place, that makes the big universal idea gain traction in the minds of the audience. And it's where my ideas begin to find their clarity. I'm a big believer in clearly enunciating your idea. Say it out loud, even if it sounds cheesy. Say it out loud, even if you're not entirely sure what it is yet. I love to sit people down and tell them about the stories I'm working on. It forces me out of my own head and makes me accountable for the dreams I'm hatching. It also drills down the essence of my idea. It's kind of shocking how far you can get on something before you really know what it is you're trying to do. I made a film called Midnight Special. Don't worry if you didn't see it. The vast majority of people did not see it. But despite that fact, it's probably the most personal film I've made because it's about my son. Now, I I could literally tell you every scene in the first 45 minutes of that story, long before I ever knew what the thing was actually about. I knew it would be a sci-fi action chase movie, but that's just plot. I knew I wanted it to be about a father and a son, but that's not a full idea. Father and son. What about father and son? It wasn't until I witnessed my son having a febrile seizure, and my wife and I feared we might lose him, that I realized what I was doing. I was making a film about a father having to deliver his son to another place. Maybe that's heaven, maybe it's college, or in the film's case, it was a parallel dimension. But at the end of it, I knew my idea behind this film was about a father delivering his son to another place. That's a lot different than just saying, I'm making a film about a father and son. What I challenge you all to do is never stop cultivating your ideas. Work them over. Say them out loud. They'll be better for it. All right, so we've got a group full of passionate people with amazing, fully realized ideas. That's awesome. Congrats. But this work is serious, and a lot of inspiring words aren't enough. That's what leads me to the word service. Every film that I've made was born out of an idea that was personal to me. And that's a terrifying thing to share with you. Once you step out and say, this is how I see things. This is what I think of things. In your case, this is how I want to fix things or make things better. When you do that, you immediately set yourself up for critique. In my business, there are people specifically employed to sit back in judgment of my ideas. And that's okay. That's how things work, and it can honestly be a galvanizing force. But the worst critique I can get is one where the viewer failed to see, feel, or understand the idea behind my film. That's my failure. Because everything I do, writing, directing, editing, should be in service of that original idea. The service of an idea is one of the most crucial things any of us can do with our lives. I'm going to say it one more time because it's really the only point I'm going to make this week. Your service to an idea is one of the most crucial things you can do with your life. To make an impact, I believe you have to clearly enunciate what it is you want to say or do, and then make every choice and action in that endeavor to support it. In a film, every line of dialogue I write, every shot that I frame, every cut that is made, should be in service of the greater idea I'm trying to convey. If it doesn't do that, it's not necessary. It needs to be culled. When I set out to make my most recent film, Loving, about Richard and Mildred Loving's battle for the right to be married and live in their home state of Virginia, I was immediately struck by the idea that this was a great American love story. These were two people whose love was so sincere for one another that they were willing to live in hiding, under the threat of arrest, or much, much worse, just to stay together in the place they belonged. To me, it was one of the most beautiful, pure expressions of love I'd ever heard of. Now, Loving v. Virginia also happens to be a landmark Supreme Court decision that would prove integral to the civil rights movement, as well as more recent struggles for marriage equality. To grossly understate the matter, this was an important case. But you watch the film we made, and you don't see any rousing courtroom scenes. You don't even see the sweeping effect the decision had on our society. Why not? Because that was not my idea for the film. My idea was about the love between these two people. So rather than courtroom scenes, all you see are two people continually reaffirming their love for one another. Every line, scene, and edit was constructed to service that idea. Lots of people disagreed with that approach. But luckily for me, lots of people liked it too. Regardless though, once I had that idea clearly enunciated, every part of the process that followed had to be in service of it. And I look out at you all, and I know you are teeming with ideas to thrust upon this world. Accessibility to housing, school breakfast, women's empowerment in Dubai, tourism in Albania, improving computer systems in Mozambique. These are worthy, true, good ideas. And it will be on your shoulders to service them with the passion that got you here. I truly believe the service of an idea is what will ultimately allow you to fulfill your passion. So, in closing, I'm becoming more and more rare in the world of filmmakers because I've never made a big superhero movie. I talked about directing Aquaman for a little while. But luckily the studio came to their senses and they hired somebody else. And I'm sure it's going to be great. But the point is, I've spent some time studying the subject. And I have to say, you all are like superheroes to me. Through your ideas, your passion, and your studies, you now have these powers. And today we are watching as you take them out into the world and do great, great things with them. I'm inspired by you, and I look forward to seeing what your passion delivers. Thanks for letting me be part of this.
On behalf of the faculty, it is my honor to certify the candidates for the Master of Public Service. Will all candidates who have received the Master of Public Service degree please rise and remain standing. Dr. Bobbitt, I certify to you that those candidates who have completed all their academic requirements are entitled to receive their degrees.
Thank you, Dean Mulford. Now, by virtue of the authority vested by law and the Board of Trustees of the University of Arkansas System, I confer upon each of you your respective academic degree for which you have been recommended. It comes with it all the rights, the privileges, but also the responsibilities and obligations appertaining thereunto, and I offer you my sincerest congratulations and good luck.
One more thing to do, but before we do it, let's give another round of applause to Jeff Nichols. That was some great. Okay, you may now move your passing from the right to the left. And it is now time for the graduates to take the stage for the presentation of the Master of Service.
Khalid Ahmadzai. Kristen Lee Alexander. Nora Bouzier. Evan S. Brown. Stacy Cox. Abigail C. Craig. Xochitl Delgado Solorzano. Sarah Elizabeth Folks. And in absentia, perhaps watching on the live stream, Zachary J. Glendon. Thurman J. Green III. Mary C. Enthorpe. Claire Hodgson. Salil S. Joshi. Emily Withers Kern. Ariola Limani. Piper Catherine Meeks. Alexander J. Meldon. Shem Negwira. Edward Hunter Owen. Beaumont Nicholas Papin. And in absentia, perhaps watching on the live stream, Robert Leslie Pillow III. Keith V. Preciado. Yvonne Ealing Quinn. Heather Ann Rossi. Jessica Deloach Saban. Meryl Jane Schmidt. Marcia Eugenia Scolari.
Yay, Marsha!
Jeremiah Thomas Snippet. Imaz Ishaq Soliman.
بس هنا والنبي.
John William Van Lanningham. Victoria Ann Vanderschilden. And last but not least, an easier name, Mary E. Moulton.
Let's have another round of applause for 2017. Following the recessional, there will be a reception on the third floor above us in the Hamilton Porter Rooms, which can be accessed by both elevators and stairs. The weather is perfect. Perfect. And you can enjoy visiting on the outside deck overlooking the Arkansas River. You can watch a bridge being built. And for those of us in Little Rock, we are sure glad. As we begin the recessional, the platform guests will exit first, followed by the graduates. Please remain at your seats until all the graduates have left, and then join us for the reception. The recessional is the Clinton School alma mater. We will build the bridge, written by David Watterson, class of 2011, whom I hope is watching by a live stream. The words are in your program. One thing you should know, when you think the music is finished, it is not. Just wait and enjoy the second part. It represents David Watterson at his finest. Thank you, Dr. Bobbitt, Jeff, and all our attendees for being with us. Please stand for the recessional and our final salute to the graduates.
Thank you.